Hey everybody, Boris, Schlossberg, BKTraderFx, our weekly commentary for the 25th. And the subject of the commentary today is the pure matter of luck when you're trading. I don't think I could have picked a better example than the dollar CAD trade middle of the week, which was a perfect example of the kind of volatility we saw in the currency markets, in the equity markets, in all capital markets this week. So the story was this. Middle of the week, we got long dollar CAD. Basically, it was a trend play. It looked like it was still in an uptrend. Our kind of a type of a trade, and Kathy had a very good call ahead of the event risk, which was LEI. LEI was going to be weak. We did a lot of decomposition on the numbers, and we thought we had a very good confidence that it was going to print below expectations, pushing the CAD high. So we got long. The thing just basically floats up and down, floats up and down. We're long from around 66. Most of the night is just sort of consolidating. It has a couple of runs, really doesn't make much movement. Then, as the news nears, it starts to really rally. And into the news, Kathy is dead correct in her call. AI prints -4 against even expected. And the thing rises all the way very near to our T1 target, our first target zone. I immediately go out and issue a call in the chat room, and we get out at 103. Literally within like half a second after that, the thing begins to start dropping. I issued the sell call in SMS, and by the time everybody gets to the SMS, it's around 10300, and then it just starts to really capitulate and go down, and we obviously get out at break even right over here. What happens? Volatility happens. Sometimes you get moves and they stay there forever and they go your way very fast. Sometimes they can drop right in a heartbeat. The important thing was that the moment I saw the price action go against us, I sent out a signal saying, hey, you haven't gotten out of trade. I don't care where you've made money or not, get out. And everybody was able to get out pretty much at even, because that's where it hung up for about half hour after our exit of the trade. And it really started to crater down. And that's the most important thing, that we were able to basically take you away from negative risk. Because the thinking is this: if the trade wasn't going to hold its values, then the value of the event risk really wasn't worth it. And the very likely scenario was it was going to go down. The real truth of what was going on, of course, was the dollar CAD was, like everything else this week, has been ignoring event risk and trading much more on risk aversion, risk assumption. And basically, whenever risk assumption happens, dollar CAD goes down. Whenever things become positive, that actually acts like a carry trade. But whenever risk aversion comes in, whenever these go down, dollar CAD rallies. Now we had these go down, and that's why dollar CAD rallied. And then, as soon as equity started to re-rally, dollar CAD started to collapse. And this is exactly what happened. The thing is, it actually made its way. It did not hit the stop. Its way all the way back to the 103 handle before it finally gave up and started to come down as equities began to rally. So this was the story. And sometimes you make money, sometimes you don't, sometimes you break even. And the key is really how you control the situation that's given to you. As somebody who wrote to me said, this is kind of crazy, I said, you're absolutely right. But unfortunately, we don't control markets. We only react to them. And we try to react to them in the best fashion possible. Now let's take a look at the other trade that we had this week, which was also very interesting and also had a very strong element of luck in it. This was the Kiwi dollar long. And let me just go back to the right time of when we traded this thing. So let me just go back here for just 1 second. Hang with me. Okay. So this is the daily 24th. And I believe okay, sorry about this. I had to just find the right location. Kiwi dollar. This is the night, Wednesday night. We get long on the trade, mainly because we think that the carry trade is going to come back because equities really had a huge rally. So we get long because Kiwi dollar is the quintessential carry trade. Unfortunately, we don't think about the fact that New Zealand PMI comes out literally right after we get long. It comes out quite early in the release, and the number was poor. And we buy it around 76, 67, and the thing just keeps tanking against us after the event risk comes out. Now, my stop was at 76.12, right over here. And this is actually an element of luck, also a very minor element of skill as well. One of the key things you'll notice is that I set my stops at odd levels because I know that even number levels are very, very easily taken out. What happened was that the Kiwi dollar traded all the way down to 7.50, but did not hit our stop. We skated on very thin ice by 2 or 3 pips. And then after the event risk scenario washed out of the market and equities began to rally, Kiwi started to really pick up the bid. So we missed the stop literally by a couple of pips. We go higher, and the trade starts to turn out into a great looking trade. We hit our T1 target in the morning at 77.07. Then I go in and I protect our profits by moving the T2 target 20 back, and on a small retrace we get retraced and stopped out for plus 60 on the trade. We could have gotten more. The trade had a little bit of more to go, but if you notice, most of the event risk was squeezed out of the trade, and as we end up the day right now, the trade is actually way below to where we got of it on our profit levels. So this is the whole key to what I'm trying to tell you. You can do the best you can by just controlling risk. You cannot control market prices, you can only react to them. And you can only try to make your luck the best way you can. Could we have been stopped out of Kiwi dollar? Absolutely. We were fortunate enough not to have been and made some very good money. And then once we made our money, made sure to protect it as we went forward. And that's about the best lesson I can give you. I'm wishing you the best of luck next week. More trades, more event calls by Kathy. We hope to see you soon. BKTraderFx.